Hello and welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while, but I prepared a couple of surprises for you, starting with this one, which is a channel-related series regarding university experience. Here, different students will talk about their experience going abroad to study. The first guest is a boy from Timișoara who started university in Manchester and decided to go to the other side of the world to visit and study in Australia. He will tell us how this experience helped him, how he managed to obtain it, and maybe if you'd like to go to Australia, some things from his experience will tell you if it's the right place for you or not. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode of University Experience from Stephen Presents. Hi Dan, welcome back to Manchester.
Hello man, how are you doing?
I'm very good, thank you. How are you?
Pretty good, yeah. It's like pretty good day.
How was your experience going abroad and coming back here?
I mean, it was pretty different as I arrived like right in the middle of COVID. But right now kind of like everything is opening up again and it's kind of similar to how it was before. So yeah, it's a good feeling.
Before talking about your journey, can you please tell our viewers something about yourself?
Yeah, so my name is Dan Arthur Coseru. I grew up in the western side of Romania, a small town called Timișoara. And after high school, I wanted to study in the UK and I wanted to study economics. So I decided to pursue a degree in BSc Economics at the University of Manchester. And I did a year abroad at the University of Sydney as well. And now I just graduated, so yeah.
And when you looked for places to study economics, why didn't you consider Holland or Denmark or any other country, specifically the UK?
To be completely honest, I wanted to live in a country that is 100% English speaking. And I also liked football. I'm a big Newcastle fan. I also liked the UK culture and I kind of felt like this is a place where I need to go. So yeah, I pretty much only applied to the UK.
How was for you to come from a small town in Romania to Manchester, which is quite big and is full of students and active? And
to be fair, it was quite weird at first. I wasn't used to like big cities, you know. Like I used to walk like 10 minutes to like school when I was in Timișoara, and now I need like 20 minutes by bus. Like in my first year, I needed 20 minutes by bus, and I was like, damn, this is like long. And it was just like, it's a big city, there's more things to do, more places to go out to, more diverse. I mean, at the start it might have been a bit overwhelming, but over time it started being like really cool on me, and like it really grew on me, and I don't know, it became like really cool.
And did you know anyone when you came to Manchester, or you came all by yourself?
I didn't know anyone. I literally came all by myself. Yeah.
And how did it feel like the first day here, living without your parents, or did they come with you?
I mean, they did come here, but I went straight to the halls and I stayed straight there. But it was like pretty cool. Like when you first arrive at least in UK universities, I think, and especially while living in halls, everybody in like the first month is like very sociable, and it's like quite easy to like go out with people, make friends, like adapt. It's really like this is one thing that UK universities do really well. It's really easy to kind of like make a friend group and go out and socialize like when you first arrive here. So if you're worried about that, like literally it's not an issue.
Some people ask me if you regret, or not you specifically, but if people regret when they move from a country to another because they leave back their friends, their family. How do you feel about this?
It all depends on like how you relate with your friends, how close you stay with them over time. Because like while I did leave a lot of my friends back home, I still stayed in contact with them, so it wasn't that big of a thing. I still came home like every like 6 months at least, and it wasn't that big of a thing for me. It was just I feel like the plus from like meeting new people and new diverse cultures kind of like overweighs that. And if you really want to like come back, you can come back after you finish. So yeah.
How was the whole university experience for you in Manchester before moving on to Sydney?
Well, basically for me, I really like Manchester. It's pretty much a student city. Like if you want the most student city in the UK, it's probably Manchester. And it's like It was very cool, very diverse. I met a lot of people, like people from South America, people from the US, people from Asia, people from Africa. I mean, it's really cool just like interacting with like very different people. The uni is like really cool in terms of like the course. I wanted to do kind of like economics, but at the same time combine it with a bit of finance. And my course allowed me to take courses from both fields, so it was like really cool in that respect as well. So I would say like I really enjoyed it. Like looking back on it now that I just graduated, like I really enjoyed it.
And what's the most important thing that university taught you?
Um, I don't know if you're talking about like economic stuff, um, it would probably be pretty much like basic supply and demand. It's like it's one of the most basic things, but once you understand it like more deeply and go into it like really, really, really deep, you kind of like realize like everything in the world is kind of related to it.
What
So, yeah.
about your personal development? Do you think that the university here facilitated your personal development?
I didn't really become more knowledgeable, but I became more diverse in my thinking, and I'm able to see things kind of differently than I saw before. Like I grew up in a small town, so like kind of like what I saw around me was like pretty similar, and it was just like in my whole like small bubble. But right now I'm able to take like a big look like at the world itself, and it's very different.
And were you involved in societies, or did you do any specific activity?
Yeah, so basically I got involved with the Romanian Society. I became a treasurer at the Romanian Society, and I also got involved with my core society, the BSc Economic Society, where I was a treasurer as well. I also joined the fraternity, Alpha Kappa Psi, and yeah, pretty much that's it, yeah.
So is the fraternity the same as you see it in the American movie?
Not really, not really. It's not as crazy as it seems. We're kind of like more professional. We're very like focused on the business side of things. Yeah.
So you started creating your network from
Yeah.
starting in university.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I always try to be friendly with everyone because that's kind of the way you create a network. Everybody's like so talking about networking, like it's supposed to be like this big thing. No, it's just about like being friends with everyone, because when you're like, I don't know, 26 or 27, you're gonna be able to call your mate from uni and just be like, hey man, how are you doing? And do you want to get involved in this? Maybe we can work together on that. And if they knew you were like a really cool dude, then they'll help you.
So did you apply for any internships during university?
So yeah, in my second year, I applied for like, I think it was like 15 spring weeks. Got rejected by them all. It really sucked. Like it was like really a bad feeling. But in the end, it's kind of like a learning experience, and you just have to pick yourself up, learn what you got from all those experiences, and go forward. So yeah.
Going to Australia really helped you, like building more on top of your character and experience.
Yeah, definitely. Like after all of those internships applications, like I went straight to Australia, and besides like the courses that I've done there, that helped me a lot in terms of like my career development. It was also like I went on the other side of the world, and it helped me a lot in terms of like adaptability and networking and pretty much a lot of skills that kind of like are important like in the business world. And after that, when I came back like looking for a job, it definitely helped. I pretty much focused on myself, went to Australia, and kind of came back better. Yeah.
Was Australia your first option?
Yes. I was kind of torn between Canada and Australia, but Australia is like really hot weather and nice, and Canada is like really cold. And I was like, yeah, I want some hot weather. So.
And what should one do to to obtain a year abroad? What are the university requirements?
Okay, so for University of Manchester, at least for my course, I need to get over 70%.
That's a first.
Yeah. And I needed to write one personal statement essay for why I want to do a year abroad, and I also had to write, I think it was 3 statements of like why do I want to go to like the top 3 universities that I've chosen. So yeah.
And does the mark average, the 70%, take into account the first year as well, or is just the second year?
For me, it was the first year, and I think the mark in the second year was taken into account, but when I applied, it was only the first year. Yeah.
How did it feel to go from the UK to Australia? Is it I assume it's quite different because it's like on the other side of the
Man,
globe.
it's like very similar to the UK. It's pretty much the UK with sun.
Oh, really?
Yeah, sun all the time. You go to the beach, you enjoy yourself. It's like very chill and nice. But you've also got like the same kind of like people as in the UK. So yeah, it was really cool.
And what about the courses?
So the Australian educational system, compared to the UK at least in terms of universities, is very, very different. The assessment is very different. So for example, in my courses, at least in economics, I would have one midterm that's maybe like 20% of the course, maybe some coursework that's like 10%, and then I'll have like a final exam which is like 70%. In Australia, totally different. Like you would have like one coursework which is 20%, another coursework which is 20%, a midterm exam which is 30%. Then you have like another thing which is like 15%, and like the final exam would be like 10% or something like
Okay.
that. It's just like it's very, very different. You need to work much harder like throughout the whole semester.
So what you say is that the Australian universities are more knowledge applied.
Yeah. So basically, like UK universities do a really good job in terms of like teaching you the theoretical knowledge that you need to like succeed in the workplace. But Australian universities are really good at teaching you like how to apply this knowledge in like real life situations. So yeah.
And how is from your perspective the life different? Like there, how was for you to reaccommodate, make new friends, and start all over again?
I mean, I did it before, like when I came to the UK, so I was pretty much just used to it. Just like be nice when you arrive, and yeah, just make new friends. Also, I had like a lot of luck that I lived in accommodation with like 700 people, and like 300 of them were exchange students. So like everyone wanted to meet everyone, so it's just like really easy. So yeah, it wasn't an issue. It wasn't an issue. Life was different in the sense that instead of like having rain outside, like when I went out of like uni or something, I would just go to the beach, and it was just yeah.
And
That was the only
what
thing.
were the activities that you did after finishing, like studying from university?
We just went out to bars. We went to the beach. We went out like in terms of like doing like hiking stuff. We went camping. We went on trips. Yeah.
You visited the whole area around university.
Yeah, pretty much. And I also went like outside of Sydney. I went to Brisbane. I went to the Great Barrier Reef, Melbourne. I also went to New Zealand. I also traveled a bit around Asia. I just like used this opportunity that I'm on that side of the world to just like go everywhere I can.
What's the most important thing that Australia taught you?
Pretty much the whole experience kind of like made me discover some things about myself. I was able to take like different courses, and I took in Manchester. I took Spanish. I took art history. I learned a lot about myself that I didn't know before, such that I have an artistic side. I want to travel a lot more than I thought I wanted to, and it just kind of like showed me the direction that I need to take from now on. Yeah.
Would you recommend the exchange experience for a student that starts the university now?
100%. Yeah. Like if you do, what I would recommend is to travel as far away as possible, because like you need to go into a place that you know nothing about and just travel around and kind of like put yourself in a situation, because you'll learn things about yourself that you didn't know before.
Are you still going to pursue a career in finance, or are you going to do something for yourself?
So basically kind of a bit of both. Right now I'm taking a year off after I just finished. I want to start a personal project, and I also want to do a couple of cycle internships in investment banking and basically see where it all goes. I'm trying to combine them both and see like where I end up.
Okay, before we finish, firstly, thank you for coming and for sharing this experience. Finally, if you were to look back at yourself 4 or 5, 10 years ago, what would be the most important piece of advice that you would tell you?
So probably it would be to do everything outside of your comfort zone that you can. Like if you like something, just try it. Try to learn more about yourself, because like when you arrive at uni, you're 18. Like you might have lived in just one city in all your life, and you never tried new things, and never like you might have not traveled a lot. You might have not met people from like different cultures. and you don't really know a lot about yourself. So you need to like kind of like put yourself out there, learn a lot about yourself, and kind of like find the path that you need to take.
Yeah, risk everything and
Yeah.
try to develop, learn from your mistakes and everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks for sharing,
Of
and
course.
thank you for watching this video. If you want to know more about different university experiences, let me know in the comment section below. And until next time, good luck, and hope you will find the best university for yourself.